Melbourne is warming to the idea of building a permanent memorial to two Aboriginal men who were hanged for taking part in a guerrilla war against white settlement during the city's infancy. They were the first people to be executed in Melbourne. The nature of the memorial is still up for discussion, and Indigenous leaders are calling for a national competition. But a warning, this story contains images of deceased Indigenous people.
Every year on the 20th of January, Indigenous elders and history buffs gather at the junction of Franklin and Bowen Streets in Melbourne to remember two men etched in Australian history. Tunnerminnerwait and Malboy Henna were brought to Melbourne from Tasmania as a group of Aboriginal intermediaries, but the pair was publicly hanged in 1842 for killing two whale hunters during a prolonged uprising against white settlement.
These are men who were killed because they were involved in a war against people who robbed them of their lands, of their way of life, of their language, of their future.
This gathering celebrated the Melbourne City Council's unanimous decision last month that endorsed a permanent memorial for the pair.
It would have been devastating to be part of the colonial times as an Aboriginal person, and it's important that we do acknowledge it and we don't shy away from acknowledging it.
The campaign for a memorial here in the heart of Melbourne has been described as social, political and cultural, and just how those themes will be reflected permanently is set to be vigorously debated.
We want a national competition for a memorial to be at the top end here of Franklin Street, and this whole area down Swanston Street to be grassed.
We also endorsed a proposal to come back in April with ideas for not only a permanent marker but also a living memorial or a living ceremony, be that a walking trail or a theatre or working with local schools to get this story out.
It's unclear when a permanent memorial will be ready to take its place in Melbourne's history. Amy Bainbridge, ABC News, Melbourne.